play your part.
Money on the dresser, drive a compressor. Top-notch hoes get the most, not the lesser. Trash like the fuck for $40 in the club. Fucking up the game, bitch, it gets no love.
Valerie Warner Dannon, take one. My name is Valerie Warner Dannon, and I put together this short film to show not only why I should be on The Apprentice, but why I'll win The Apprentice. Because I have the knowledge, the drive, and the ambition to take control. Coupled with a unique perspective that's both feminine and aggressive, I can make it to the top.
4, 3, 2, 1. Don't upset the rhythm, no.
So I consider myself very entrepreneurial in nature. I've always tried to take something I love and find the best way to expand it to affect other people. For example, when I moved to Vancouver, I got involved in the film community there, and we found that there wasn't an area for people to show the short films they were making as students. So we reached out to the community, and we ended up with myself and a group of other people creating the Vancouver Short Film Festival, which is now going into its 4th year and has become a fixture of the film community. Recognizing a need in the community and filling it is something that I'm good at, and it's something that distinguishes me from a lot of people who can just do what they're told. This is the mate we've stocked up on for finals because we don't drink coffee. Grew up in a hippie town in Colorado, and there's something called a Mate Factor there, and they're basically a cult, and they think they're the 12th tribe of Israel, and not quite sure what their dogma is aside from if they get 120,000 men of fighting age and Jesus is coming back and they're going to wage war with him, and all of that kind of stuff. And how they do that is by serving mate 24/6. They're closed on the Sabbath, which is Saturday. So I've been exposed to mate, and I love it because it doesn't have caffeine. It has matine in it, which apparently is better for you. And when you buy it in bulk, you have the added benefit that you can build yourself a nice little mate fortress. It's a lot of mate. You use this device called a bombilla, and then you sip. I have had some problems with the bombilla because I'm clumsy, and it's all metal, and it gets really, really hot. So I have to be very, very careful. My very own Val lamp. My husband, boyfriend at the time, made it in college for one of his visual art projects, and it's a screen print of a picture of me in various colors radiating out. And then on top is our lovely hat collection, because we are both big hat people. I love hats. I have, 15, 20, maybe more. And this less pretty light is a little LED light, and I need it because my closet is packed. As you can see, I have multiple hangers. The closet goes back so that my arm can touch the wall. So I really have to lean in here to figure out what it is I'm trying to wear. Because not only is it packed both ways, but it's also multiple items on a single hanger. And that's the only way I can even attempt to fit my clothing into this closet in a house from the 50s.
I remember when I lost my mind.
For law school, I tend to have to read 120 to sometimes 175 pages a night. Most of it's pretty dense reading. It's case law, and with all of that, it varies by subject. I've done a lot of corporate law. I booked my class, which means that I got the highest grade in my business associations class. Normally that meant they used to give you a book with a green cover, but not anymore because publishers don't want to pay for that. So now you just get a certificate. I'm having to read, analyze, and then for every class, I have to create an outline that I'm going to take into an exam. All of my outlines are tabbed. They're all my own work product as to what I think is important. So they're a compilation of notes, reading, and they're very, very helpful. I like to use color codes. I also like to go through them again, highlight the parts that are really important, underline. I use a lot of fonts. And it's a good way to summarize what I've learned. So for every class, I have 1 or 2 of these big summaries of what happened.
I just knew too much.
So this is my large stack of loan paperwork, and it's pretty hefty, as you can see, and it's mainly all private loans. I wasn't able to get really federal loans until I went to law school because the school I was going to in Canada didn't have the skills to process federal loans. For some reason, they had a problem with that. And so even before I went into law school, I had a large amount of debt. But coming out of law school, I have a staggering amount of debt. It's more than many people's houses. And it's just terrifying because while you may have a house and you may have to sell at a loss, at least you have something to sell. I don't have anything to sell. I just have my education, which, due to the state of the economy, is now being told is basically worthless. There's been so many lawyers who've been laid off, who are looking for the same positions I am, but who have 2, 3, 4 years of experience, that the market is just saturated. And so it's just such a blow to my self-esteem to, after 7 years of education, going to a top-tier law school and still being told that basically I'm unemployable. So this is very frightening, and it keeps me up at night, and it frightens me. And I recently had to fill out my bar application and had to list all of my loans, and it was just terrifying to see all those numbers. And because I don't have a job lined up, I'm having to take out a bar loan to cover the cost of taking the bar and studying over the summer. So there's even more debt piled on top of this. And I consider myself fairly lucky because I have gotten scholarships and I have been rewarded for my achievements, but this is still the cost of education in America. It's huge, and it's just a huge burden for a 24-year-old.
Go, baby, go, baby, go.
Well, that's why I invited people over on Sunday, so I figured we could play Settlers. You know I love Settlers. Which is kind of a gateway German board game. It's addictive to anyone we've introduced it to, and I always come out on top. And I think that's very indicative of my competitive skills in general.
Jeff,
Yeah, you guys are expendable.
Hey, Jeff, you're my boss. Ready? I'm really sorry.
Oh yeah, that happens.
Yeah, you're.
It's just like suddenly I'm having a baby right now. No, it is good for, you need babies. Like Europe doesn't have enough babies, and the only people who can produce babies are women. So you have to compensate them in some way so they will continue to have babies. Because no one wants to have babies. Do you want to push a watermelon out of Europe? I'll build this road. This is so unacceptable. What the fuck? You can't even live there. You can't do that. I win. Take that. You thought you could stop me, but you couldn't. So right now I am setting up to make kombucha, and kombucha is a fermented tea that's a probiotic, and you'll find it in health food stores, so like Whole Foods or any sort of co-ops and that kind of thing. And so we've been buying it from there, but it's $4 a bottle, like $3.50 to like $4.50. And so with the recession and with running out of money in general, we decided that we could make it on our own, and there was no reason to buy these $4 bottles of kombucha. It's really important to make sure that everything you're working with is sterile. Now, the easiest way to make things sterile is with our favorite white vinegar. So we also buy vinegar in bulk because we go through a lot of it, because we use it not only to sterilize kombucha, but generally in our cleaning products. We don't purchase any of the fancy cleaning products. We just dilute vinegar with some water and a little bit of salt, and you put it in a spray, and we spray around our house, and that's how we clean everything. Here's a kombucha we brewed a long time ago, and as you can see, if you open it, it gets all bubbly, and it's tasty. So I'm very proud of my clothing. I like to think that I'm very fashionable, and I really am drawn to more vintage and kind of older cuts and way women used to dress. So I have a lot of hats that are elaborate, and I like to wear hats as part of an outfit. I have a lot of accessories, and I also have a lot of both vintage and new dresses. Recently I've been learning how to dress more and more for a business aspect without losing some of that eccentricity and uniqueness that I really enjoy in the way I dress. So while I've progressed into suits and skirts, I always, have fun belts or bright colored tops or, unexpected prints and blouses just to keep it a little more fun but still completely professional. Now that you've seen a little bit more about my life, I'm confident that you will think that I have what it takes to be a national TV star and to be the next person to run Mr. Trump's empire. So watch out.
But maybe